Namaste everyone, welcome to today's practice. Find yourself in a comfortable seated position on your mat, where the spine is long and straight, the shoulders are relaxed back and down. Gently draw the eyes to a close and bring your awareness to your breath. Taking a deep inhale through the nose, the belly expands and a long exhalation out through the nose. Keeping your breath conscious, we are practicing vinyasa today with a focus on the heart space. So join your hands together in front of the heart center, pressing your palms into each other and pressing your thumbs into your sternum, activating the Anahata chakra. Breathe as though you're breathing into this space. We all have this amazing gift to spread and share love to one another. And today we'll work to open ourselves up to be more ready to receive it and give it back to them, filling ourselves full of this love from one another and from ourselves. You can rest both hands on your heart now. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release them down. Inhale to raise your right arm overhead. Right hand meets left ear. Left fingertips stretched out long. And we're just going to very gently rest our right hand on our head and tilt over to the right side. Crawling those left fingertips away a little bit if you can, finding that openness in the shoulder. One more inhale and exhale to release. Inhale to raise your left arm up overhead, resting your left hand on your right ear, tilting your head to the left. Grounding through the sit bones, right fingertips scrolling a little bit further away, finding that sweet spot, that sweet stretch, opening up here in the shoulders. Breathing into the space. And exhale, coming back to center. From here we're going to take an inhale, raise our arms over our head, stretching through the fingertips. Exhale to drop the right hand down, left arm swoops overhead. Left arm coming in line with the ear, and each inhale we're going to open our chest a little bit more towards the sky. And each exhale we're just going to try and deepen the pose a little bit more, firmly grounding that left sit bone down. Next inhale, we're going to straighten our right arm, straighten our left arm out behind us, finding that openness across the front body. Really stretching open, and then exhale back to over the top. Inhaling to center, gaze toward the thumbs. Exhale to drop the left arm down, right arm swoops overhead, stretching through the fingertips. Inhaling to try and open that chest towards the sky a little bit more. Exhaling to deepen. Breathing into the side body, opening up the space between the ribcage. Next inhale, we're going to do the same on this side, stretching our right arm up behind us. Gazing towards the fingertips, left hand still on the mat, opening up through the front body. Our first stretch across the chest here. Gently coming back across on the exhale, and inhale to come back up to center. Exhale to release down to the left, just creating one movement, one breath. Inhale to center, exhale over to the right. Inhaling to center, and exhale, release your hands down. Reconnecting with your breath for a moment, we're going to inhale to raise our arms out to shoulder height. Exhale, resting our fingertips on our shoulders and drawing our elbows to meet in front of us, allowing the spine to round. Inhale, we're going to open our chest towards the sky, drawing those nice big circles with our elbows. 3 times one way, and then changing the direction so the circles are going the other way. Each time you inhale to open, try and open a little bit more, allowing your head to fall back, allowing your sternum to shine bright towards the sky, creating that first real sense of openness in the chest. When you finished your 3 rounds, we're resting your hands down for a moment, and then we're going to inhale to bring them out to cactus shape, creating right angles with both of our arms, fingers spread wide. Connecting to your breath here, and with the next inhale we're going to really open the chest up, finding that back bend, opening as much as you can, imagining you're breathing all the love in from the universe, filling your body with it. Exhale, we're going to round our arms in, hugging it all in, confirming that love for ourselves. Inhale, opening even wider this time, finding that cactus shape, gazing towards the sky. Exhale, drawing it all back in one last time. And then we're going to inhale, send it all back out. The love is all around us. Bringing our arms down to our knees once again. From here, we're just going to bring our hands together, interlace our fingers, warm up our wrists a little bit, as we're going to be doing some back bends today. We're going to be using our hands, so we want to make sure our wrists are ready. Dropping your hands out in front of you now, fingers facing you. Just pedal them out a little bit, warming up the wrists. Creating whatever movement feels good for you here in the wrists, and then we're going to roll forwards into our tabletop position. In our tabletop, our wrists will be stacked under our shoulders, knees stacked under the hips, fingers spread nice and wide, the spine is straight, the neck is an extension of the spine. Inhale to arch the spine, finding the back bend. We're coming through a few cat and cow movements here. Exhale, pushing the mat away, pushing the spine towards the sky, rounding here. Inhale, opening up again, moving with the breath, moving through a few rounds. We will be moving and building towards some nice deep back bends today, so we need to make sure the spine is awake and ready. Coming to stillness now, spine is straight. We're going to inhale to raise our right hand out in front of us, gaze toward the fingertips, thumb towards the sky. Exhale, releasing the side of the hand down. With each exhale, trying to sink the armpit towards the mat a little bit more, really finding some openness in the lat here. Need to wake up and open each part of the body that will be used in the back bend. Inhaling, coming back up, gazing towards the thumbs, exhaling, hand down. Inhale to raise the left arm up now, dropping that side of the hand down on the mat, actively pulling the mat towards you with the left hand, thumb faces the sky. With each exhale, allow the chest to melt a little lower towards the mat. Inhaling to come back up, exhaling, tabletop. From here, we're going to gently walk our hands out in front of us towards the top of the mat and allow the chest to melt down, keeping the hips stacked over the knees. You can either rest your chin or your forehead on the mat. Take a nice deep inhale, and with the next exhale, try and sink a little bit lower. Finding that sense of openness here, allowing gravity to do its work, creating some extra space and ease for our back bend practice. Gently walking your hands back up to tabletop now, moving slowly. We're going to bend our elbows and drop all the way down to a prone position, lying on our bellies. Finding those cactus-shaped arms once again, so right angles with the elbows. Bending the right knee towards the sit bones, resting the left ear on the mat. And we're going to drop our right foot over the top of us, over to the left side. Really finding a deep stretch in the left chest. The right foot may not reach the ground, but that's fine. Breathing into the space, finding that openness in the pec. Only twisting as far as feels comfortable for you, finding that first point of resistance and breathing here. On your next exhale, coming back to center, finding cactus arms. Bending the left leg this time. Right ear comes to mat. Twisting over with that left foot. Finding that sweet stretch in the right side of the chest. It is important to open up each different muscle group that will be used in our back bends to help us reach that nice euphoric feeling. Coming back now to cactus-shaped arms, laying on our belly, and we're going to press our palms under our shoulders. Allowing the head to feel heavy, we're going to round up, coming into a cobra, dropping the head back last, creating a bit of a wave here. Exhale, coming down, allowing the forehead to touch the mat. Once again, allowing the head to come last. Shoulder blades squeezing together, rounding up, coming into a deeper cobra this time. Exhale to roll back down. Last time, head is the last to come up, pushing a little deeper this time, finding a deep back bend. Head comes all the way back. Exhale, rolling back down. forehead to mat. And from here, make a pillow out of your hands and join your big toes to touch, sealing the energies in. Backbends can generate feelings of euphoria as we open the heart chakra, and it's important to allow your body to feel these sensations. Bringing your hands back under your shoulders, gently pushing yourself up to tabletop and allowing your hips to fall back onto your heels, finding our balasana, our child's pose. Stretching your arms out long so as not to round the spine just yet. Remembering that you can come to this pose at any time, no matter how far you want to push yourself today. It's your practice, so listen to your body. Pressing the palms from here, coming back into tabletop, tucking the toes and lifting the hip bones towards the sky. Press firmly down through the entire span of the hands. Pressing down through the balls of the feet, fingers are spread wide. Hands are shoulder width apart, feet hip distance apart. Engage and firm the thighs, pressing the tops of the femur bones strongly back. And drawing the scapula firmly against the back ribs, creating space across the upper back. Take a moment to bend the knees, releasing the spine. And then straightening them again to feel the hip bones reaching high. Finding that stillness here for a moment. We're going to inhale to raise our right leg up. Hips are square to the mat, shoulders square to the mat. Exhale, drawing that right knee to the nose. Quietly stepping the foot between the hands. Dropping the left knee down. Untucking the back toes. We're going to inhale to open up to those cactus-shaped arms again, drawing that energy into us. Exhale, rounding, giving ourselves that hug just like we did before. Inhaling to open up, breathing everything in. Exhale, hugging it into ourselves. Inhale to open up one last time. Exhale, releasing the hands down, resting the right hand on the right thigh. Making sure your hips are square, left hand on the left hip bone. And then bending the left knee. Bringing the foot to meet the left hand. Keeping your shoulders square and finding that nice deep stretch in the front thigh. It's very important to open up the quads before going into back bends. When you're ready, releasing that foot down, framing the front foot once again, tucking that back toe, stepping back to our downward facing dog, finding that alignment once again, finding that stillness for a moment. And on the next inhale, we are going to raise the left leg up this time. Hips are square, shoulders are square, three-legged dog. Exhale, engaging the core, rounding the knee to nose. Stepping quietly between the palms, untucking that back foot, dropping the back knee. Inhaling, opening up to our cactus shape. Drawing all the energy into us. Exhale, hugging it in. Inhale, imagine you're sending it back out this time to everybody you know, and then hugging it back in. Inhale to open one last time. Exhale, release the hands down. Bringing the left hand to the left thigh. Keeping your hips and shoulders square, reaching back to take hold of the right foot with the right hand. And with the exhale, sinking a little bit forwards in that left knee, really pulling that right foot towards you. When you're ready, exhaling to release, framing the front foot, stepping back into our downward facing dog. From here, we're going to drop our knees down, keeping the toes tucked. We're going to sit back on our heels, finding our kneeling plantar stretch. Make sure all of the toes, including the pinky, are engaged with the mat. Your knees can be slightly apart for this. And take a moment to just really sink into the seat. Feeling a deep stretch through the feet, through the soles of the feet. Maybe resting one hand on your heart space, feeling as though you're breathing here. And then coming forwards onto your hands, tapping out the toes, allowing that stretch to release. Tucking the toes back under, but this time coming up off the heels, so we're just on our knees now. Placing your hands on your lower back as if you're putting them into back pockets, we're going to shift our hips forwards. Inhale to lengthen through the spine as if someone's pulling your chest up towards the sky. And gently, gently allowing the head to drop back. We're not forcing the head back here. We're just having a gentle opening here. Only go as far as you can, and exhale, release. Come back to sitting on your heels. Bring your palms together if you want to. Maybe close the eyes. Back bends may create feelings of fear or anxiety as we work deeply into the kidneys. But if we remind ourselves that we are safe, this openness and vulnerability can be cultivated into love. So coming back up onto our knees now. This time we're going to let our right hand drop to our right heel, and we're going to swing our left arm overhead. Trying to keep the chest as square as we can, sending that left shoulder back a little bit more, reaching through the fingertips. Hips are forward, stacked over knees. Exhale, back to center, palms to chest. Returning to your breath here. Imagine you're breathing through the heart center, and we're going to drop the left hand to the left heel. Right arm swoops overhead, hips are forwards, opening up through the front body. Sending that right shoulder down a little bit more, trying to keep the shoulders as square as we can, and exhale, gently coming back to center. Palms touching, and take a moment to just sit back on your heels once again. We're going to move through one more time. Our last version of Ustrasana, our camel pose. Coming back off our sit bones. Hands as if they're going into pockets again. Option 1 is to do the same as we did the first time. Hips forwards, chest being pulled up towards the sky. Option 2, dropping both your hands on your heels. Only do this if you feel comfortable with it. And allowing the head to drop back. Breathing through the heart center. Breathing through the chest. One last deep inhale and exhale, slowly release. Come back to sitting on your heels, palms together. Feel free to untuck the toes and sit here. Maybe rest one hand on top of the other on top of the heart center. These postures can be very inspiring and therapeutic. Dropping down to one side now, we're going to come into a supine position, lying down on our backs with our knees pointing towards the sky. Feet pressed firmly into the mat beneath us. Allow yourself to just come to terms and accept this new change of position. And then gently walk your heels towards your sit bones. As close as you can, almost so you can grab hold of the feet. With the next exhale, we're going to slightly tilt the pelvis forwards. And with each inhale, slightly tilt it back, finding a very slight arch. Exhale, tilting slightly forwards, the whole of the spine on the mat. Inhale, slightly arching the spine, the movement's coming from the pelvis here. And on the next exhale, we're going to press through all four corners of the feet, press through the hands on the mat, lifting the hips towards the sky, keeping that interior tilt of the pelvis. Breathing here, finding that nice deep stretch. One more inhale and exhale, we're going to lower down one vertebrae at a time, coming back into connect with the mat. If you want to walk your feet slightly forwards, go ahead and do so. Try not to hug your knees in just yet, we're not rounding here. If you feel like you're done with back bends, go ahead and round the spine, but otherwise if you're moving with me, we're going to go through another time here. So walking the heels close towards the sit bones again. Remembering that breath work we did before. And on the next exhale, we're going to press those hips towards the sky. And this time we're going to walk our shoulders underneath us, interlacing our fingers behind us. And this time we're going to press even more through the feet, lifting those hips even higher. Remembering that connection with the breath. Activating Pada Bandha through the feet, pushing the mat, and exhale to slowly release. Walk the hands out, rolling down one vertebrae at a time. You can walk your feet slightly away from you again, and this time if you want to windshield wiper them from left to right to neutralize the hips. We've got one more round to move through. So when you're ready, coming back to stillness. And there are two options. You can go through either of those two moves we've just done before. Or if wheel is in your practice, we're going to move through that together now. So either moving through what you've just done, or I'm going to guide for wheel. So heels towards sit bones. And you're going to put your hands by your ears, fingers facing the shoulders, fingers pointing towards the shoulders, hands flat on the mat. Pressing through the hands and the feet. We're going to inhale to come up, resting gently on our head, no weight on our head here. Take an exhale and then inhale to push up again. Stretching through the shoulders, breathing into the heart space. Imagine someone's pulling you up through a thread in your chest, pulling you upwards. Breathing deeply here. If you need to come out of the stretch, allowing your head to tuck in first and then slowly rounding down. Otherwise, we're going to hold here for another breath and then exhale, round the head in, walk the feet slightly away and round the spine down, one vertebrae at a time. Just take a moment to allow your body to feel any sensations. If you feel the need to windscreen wiper your legs again, go ahead and do that. And then we're going to gently walk our feet out to mat width apart, drawing our knees in, magnetizing our knees to touch each other. If you want to rest your hands on your hip bones to ground you back down after that backwards extension, and gently close the eyes. Backbends are a euphoric and heart-opening asana. When practiced with intention, we are able to find a sense of awakening compassion towards ourselves and the world around us. Keeping this sense of compassion with you, we're going to gently come up onto our elbows and walk our way up to seated, rolling over our knees, coming back into a balasana. Big toes touching, knees nice and wide apart, arms stretched out long. Keeping the spine a bit more straight for this one, so we're going to just rest the chin on the mat. We're not rounding the spine just yet. Letting go here of whatever you were or were not able to do. And gently now, resting the forehead on the mat. Releasing everything for a moment. And then pressing your palms back into the mat. Tucking the toes under. Shifting back into downward facing dog. We're going to neutralize the spine here. If you want to quickly pedal out the feet to neutralize the hips too, go ahead and do so. Coming back to stillness, checking your alignment with downward dog here. And we're going to inhale to raise our right leg up. Exhale, stepping that right foot between the palms. Just like we did at the beginning of the practice, we're going to drop that back left knee down. We're going to come into a twist now, so pressing that left hand into the mat on the inside of the right foot. Inhale to open the right arm towards the sky, finding our easy twist. Lifting that left knee if you want to, and gazing towards the fingertips. One more inhale to open, exhale, framing that front foot again. Stepping back into our Adho Mukha Svanasana. Pedal out those legs again if you want to, and then inhale to raise the left leg towards the sky. Exhale, stepping between the palms, dropping that back knee, opening up with the left arm this time. Raising that knee if you do want to. One more inhale and exhale to come back down, stepping back, downward facing dog, our final time. Walking your feet to meet your hands. Keeping your feet hip distance apart, we're going to inhale to halfway lift and exhale, folding down over the legs. Grabbing onto each elbow with the opposite hands and allowing yourself to feel heavy as we ragdoll here. Really allow gravity to find that length in the spine again. And then when you're ready, we're going to come to a seated position, finding our Dandasana on our mat. Legs stretched out nice and long in front of you. But this is more of our yin part of the practice, so you can just relax those feet. Take an inhale and exhale. We're going to walk forwards with our hands and then tuck our forearms under our knees, so allowing the knees to bend a little. And slowly dropping the forehead to the knees, allowing the full spine to round, feeling that stretch through the cervical spine, and breathing here, drawing the energies back in that we sent out in our back bends, drawing that love and compassion back in towards ourselves. One last exhale here. And then we're slowly going to come back up, rounding the spine up one vertebrae at a time. Back to our Dandasana, and then bringing your feet to meet each other. Soles of the feet touching, and then walk the feet a little bit away from the sit bones. Take another inhale to lengthen that spine, and then leading with the chest, drawing forwards, pulling your chest forwards until you can go no further, and then gently releasing once again, allowing the head to feel heavy. Forehead comes towards the feet. It might not come very far, but that's fine. Creating that space back between the vertebrae. Gently coming back up, rolling the spine up, bringing the knees together, and allow your head to just drop onto your knees and give yourself a nice big hug in. Showing yourself the compassion for where you were in this practice and what you were able to do. Remembering to rejoice your body for what it is able to do in this moment. Gently coming back once you're ready to lay on your back, stretching the left leg out long, hugging the right knee into your chest, and then dropping it over to the left side. If you have a twist that you do prefer, go ahead and take that now. Right arm stretches out to the side, gaze towards the right. If you want to deepen this stretch, you can rest your left hand on your right knee. Trying to keep the right shoulder grounded, feeling the stretch through the thoracic spine. Coming back to center, stretching the right leg out long, hugging the left leg into chest, and then dropping over to the right side. Left arm stretched out long, gaze towards the left, right hand on left knee. With each exhale, relax and deepen into the twist. Coming back across to center now. Both knees are bent. Reconnecting to your breath. And we're going to move through our final asana, which is happy baby. So drawing the knees to the outside of the ribs, grabbing onto the outside of the feet, trying to keep that lower back grounded. And then just gently rocking from side to side. Our spine's done a lot of work today, so we're going to give it one last massage. Rolling around whichever way feels good. And we're at that time of the practice where you can take any movements that your body's still craving. Often when we do back bends, you might need a little bit more rounding than the teacher might suggest, so it's all entirely up to you. Take this moment to move however your body wants to. No one's watching you. And then we're all going to hug our knees in nice and tight, squeezing, really rounding the spine one final time, squeezing it, everything in. Exhale to release down to the mat. Feet are spread nice and wide, falling out to the sides. Palms facing the sky. Noticing the natural curvature in the spine where it is touching the mat and where it naturally comes off the mat. If you still feel like you need a little bit more grounding after all that openness, you can rest your hands on your hips again, grounding yourself back into this present moment, into this space. Allowing any tension to melt away from the forehead. The eyes are gently closed. And sending your breath to anywhere that you still feel tension, maybe in between the vertebrae, maybe along the spine. Feeling that wave of relaxation flushing through from the crown of the head, all the way through the spine and all the way out the soles of the feet. Sinking those shoulders a little heavier into the mat. Allowing your breath to become natural. And your whole body is relaxed. Feel free to remain in your Savasana as long as you need, but if you're moving with me, we're going to bring some slight movement back to our fingertips, bringing our awareness back to our breath. If you want to bring your hands over your head for one last full body stretch, stretching out that spine one last time, before allowing it to round, bending the knees and rolling over to your favorite side. Remembering to show yourself love and compassion always, and in this moment. And when you're ready, you're going to press up using one of your hands, keeping the eyes closed, coming back to a seated position. Drawing your hands back together in front of heart center, and taking with you today this deep love that you have cultivated, and use your gift to spread it to others, as well as remembering to share it with yourself. Bowing your head down in gratitude to yourself for being here and being present. Bring your hands to the crown for loving thoughts, to the mouth for kind words, and to the heart for a loving heart. If you want to walk your hands out in front of you, sending the love that you have and taking what you need. And gently rolling back up, you can flutter the eyes open. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. You are so loved.